Hey everyone, and welcome to Razor's Edge. This is Jim, and today we're taking a look at I Am an Air Traffic Controller 4. I'm not even an air traffic controller, but this is one of two titles that I've played where you assume the role of an air traffic controller. The other title is more of a technical um simulator, and where it this game lacks in liveries and, yeah, polished, English language and heavy detail and ground graphics. It gains popularity in simplicity. It kind of borders between simulator game. In this, it does require basic, I'd say super basic knowledge of approaches as far as crosswinds. You don't need to understand airport chart layouts, navigation charts, and different stars approach, where the other one does. You're in the other title, you're going to spend more time in screens, in radar screens, and not even looking at the nice graphics. You're going to be more focused as a radar or air traffic controller, focused just on panels, what he sees in his controls. The graphics aren't too bad in this. I do have the game paused right now because there's a lot of activity. I was checking the conditions. Each game session is a challenge. It's about 10 minutes long. The goal is to keep your risk score low and your efficiency high, to gain as much points as you can, so you're basically competing against the stage. And as you beat each stage, it unlocks harder scenarios. So having said all that, I do have a lot of control over, in this particular scenario. I don't have to worry about departures or approaches, but I do need to be aware of where they're coming in as I'm issuing planes out, because I'm going to be working the delivery, ground, and tower. So we're going to go ahead, and I'm just going to run through one session. I give you a good feel. You've got different views here. You can look at it from, like I said, it's not a lot of eye candy like the other title. But it does have some pretty neat ground, sound effects and, kind of, airport. You can tell it was I don't know if the developer's Japanese, but a lot of the languages you'll hear, sometimes it'll be in Japanese or it'll be English, but a Japanese speaker. Not a problem for me, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and unpause it. I had to go to this screen because there's music, and that's one thing I'll warn if you are a content creator and you want to cover this, it does have some music. I don't know if it's copyrighted or not. You can turn off the in-game music while you're playing, but for some reason you have no control over the menus. Matter of fact, there's almost no, other than resolution, you really don't have any options at all, as far as graphic settings. So having said all that, we'll go ahead and hit play and see how far we get. I have played this stage once. I got too close to another plane. They are in line. It was these two planes right here. I got them too close. You can save these and you can actually save these sessions and watch what you did wrong. I got these too close together and they actually ran into each other. Or they just got too close. You can change their taxi if you want to. Such as that. It is quite useful to have some knowledge of the airport. You can see my efficiency starting to drop already. I need to find that aircraft I put on hold. There he is. There we go. Give him clearance to take off. So I thought we'd do a little bit of talk, a little bit about the menu system. You can turn all of these, they're toggable. You can turn them on or off the radar. You can move these boxes around wherever you find that they're useful. This has not only the air traffic above, but you can also get a layout of the airport, which is really handy. It shows you where all the aircraft are, what routes they're on. So you can kind of see, if you've got some planes that could potentially cross paths, really useful, and you still see the aircraft in the air. So if you do click on them, it shows you actually on the map or on the main screen where they're at. It especially if you've got a real congested game, it can get quite confusing. The weather is just a pop-up menu. Same thing for the chat box. All of them toggle. You can turn them on or off. I keep it open because I can go back and see what issues I've given other people. You don't really need that one. I tend to pay more attention to this than I do anything. So this is how, when I normally play, I lay that out. And it's quite handy. Um, just keeping all the planes straight. Each plane will blink when it's communicating. These are the different channels that they're on. They're on with ground or their tower. As I said before, currently AI is running departure and approach for this scenario. So yeah, the menu system is quite nice. This is the only box that actually doesn't do anything, but it is it's nice to be able to have that handy. It shows you what they're scheduled to do and what stages. So the only thing I haven't figured out is what that number is. 2 minute. I'm not sure what that is. I think it's the time between each stage. Not really sure. And sometimes you'll see them in red, sometimes you'll see them in green, yellow. I didn't really I can't really tell you um unless it's just that the fact that this is in a pushback stage on the ground, where these are in the taxiway. I'm not sure. But if I'll add comments to the video if I figure that out. Like I said, I've only been playing for about an hour, so um yeah, I just so let's keep going. Up here, you've got a radar. If you click on each one of the aircraft, you can see what route they're taking. They all seem to be taking in the same approach. Not a bad game. Now I can change their route. And the reason I'd want to do that is if there's crosswinds that exceed 4 knots, it's going to increase my risk score. Same thing on landings. So I do need to kind of be aware of those. Everything seems to be going pretty smooth right now. I'm basically in there. If you've never played an air traffic control simulator, you've got different operators, and you hand off the pilot to different frequencies to communicate with the tower, with the ground. And this does stay true to that. All right, push back. Getting a little crazy in here. They're in departure. I don't have to think about them anymore. They'll be pushing back here shortly. Alright, so we have 2 on approach. And they've already got 1 pushing back there. You do want to look at, you've got a layout of the runway before you start. Highly recommend you at least know where the different runways are, what direction they're going. So when you look at these times, at later stages of the game, these are going to change. Not a lot, but it could start affecting your what runway you're using. Now, I wouldn't just go with the defaults. just because, just by clicking it, I would make choices. That's why I said to kind of study the layout of the runway, or the airport, or you're gonna start stacking planes on top of each other, or worse, crossing routes. He's on the inside. I'm going to put the other one on the outside. Might have one of them go around. They're just getting too bunched up. See how we're doing in that direction. The scenarios just keep getting more and more challenging. Having him hold, waiting for a plane to land. Notice here, he's going to be behind him, so I don't care about that. Another one out. All right, here's one. I'm gonna go ahead and cross. I don't think, I don't even have that runway in use, which is good. I do have these muted. I could listen, but I don't want to. So it does get noisy. Go ahead. Go. So we got some coming in. I'll go ahead and just give him clearance to go take off. I'll make sure as soon as he lands, I'm gonna have him take the quickest exit. Right here. That's what fastest exit. Get out. Because there's one right behind you. Alright, so we've picked up some crosswind, which is why we're getting the increased risk. No. Ten minutes to the end of the scenario. So anyway, it looks like I'm going to get through this stage. When it finishes at the end of the time period, it'll give you a breakdown of your score. Obviously, the higher efficiency factors into your score. You can see your base score as you're playing, but you get bonuses for having a low risk and high efficiency, and it gives you a rating as you and certain each mission requires certain ratings from the previous. So on the last one to get to this one, I you needed a C, I got an A. So that's how you unlock the stages. And they do have I think 4 DLC, different airports. But I figured I'd play this one out. I love both titles. This one's a lot more laid back. The other one just requires a lot of thinking. It's because it's not time based, you just play it till you're just quit. A day can go by. I mean, what you were going to sit down and play for 10, 15 minutes or a half hour. Next thing you know, it's been 7 hours. It's crazy. So, they both have their strengths. I definitely recommend this game. Matter of fact, I'd put it if you are interested in simulation games like me. I'm a huge aviation buff. Both flight simulators. I've got 3 screens and control panels, and same for trucking. I just recently got into truck simulators, moving from racing. I kind of retired iRacing and all the competitiveness. I just don't have time. But yeah, I recommend the title. I definitely would put this on the wish list. Watch for a sale. I don't think it's on sale right now, but I think I paid full price for it. But it's worth it. I've been playing for about 2 hours, and thoroughly enjoying it. So, um, anyway, thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, or if you made a purchase, drop a comment. Um, and so it's always nice to know if recording videos is worth the time to help the devs out, bring some attention to the game, and I don't know, just I like to share. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.